Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in once again to another live episode of the Bad Boy Nerds F.O.C. Top 10. Thank you for those who are joining us live in the trench game. If you're here in the trenches, here in the comments, give y'all a quick shout out. I appreciate y'all coming out to hang out with me. Yo, dude, just right off the bat, Ed's like, I need 5 of each. Bruh, you know what? Hey, Ed, check this out, man. We're going to get into that. We're actually going to start the show with a quick market update. And no, Ed's got a good point because, as you all know out there, if this is your first time, we like to call this the no FOMO zone. There's no FOMO here, folks. All right. Season 3, we've been doing this now for the good 3 seasons. Top 10 every week. We don't miss out on the hot books. We don't miss out on the variants. My track record is proven, okay? As a matter of fact, if you want to check out the receipts, you can always head over to my Instagram right there. Look at that. Look at that scroll, man. Look at that beautiful scroll. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at the Bad Boy Nerd. I keep all the receipts very easy to follow, okay? I have all the dates, all the final order cutoffs. It's got all the top 10 books. And before we reveal this week's massive top 10 list, we're going to do a quick little update. First of all, happy new comic book day to everybody out there. I'm curious to see what you guys got on a new comic book day. If you want to just pop down in the comment section live and just tell everyone what was your favorite pickups this week. Now, for me, one of the books that I picked up that was on my F.O.C. list, this gem right here, 7 Years in Darkness, the Shamir Worm. First of all, this book is badass. This book, shout out to Joseph Schmalke for this gem right here. This was my number 1 pick last year, the first issue of this book. Very high quality. It's from CEX Publishing. Very high quality, cardstock, beautiful artwork, amazing story. This is actually the cover A. That's one of my pickups right there. Look at that. Badass book. Another one I picked up. This was in my F.O.C. top 10, Thanos number 4. Great storyline. Something went down. I think Thanos just got tired of simping after death. And he's like, you know what? FUB. And he did some wild stuff. It's going to possibly change the direction of the Marvel universe going forward. What he did with his lady love death. That's a great story. And of course, the biggest book of this month, probably. I'm sure everyone got out there and got their copies. Pretty sure. Ultimate X-Men number 1. Again, this was one of my number 1 picks on my F.O.C. top 10. It's almost a no-brainer for me. It's the debut of Armor and Maystorm. Now, for those who follow me on Instagram, all right, you know we talked about the covers, all right, the new Champions covers. And I said way back, however back it was, and I was saying, get a hold of all of these new Champions covers because they just might introduce some brand new characters going forward. Sure enough, one of my favorite new characters, Maystorm. She was one of the new Champions variants covers. That variant cover is going from anywhere. I've seen some sell for like $30, but whatever the market is, like I always say, I don't make the market. I just make the list. But beautiful covers. I love all of these covers. I had to get one of each, particularly all the ones with Maystorm. I think she's a badass looking character. So pre-ordered all of these, got them at about a 30% discount. Oh, that's why we're here, folks. Got to pre-order everything, man, because you get that fat discount. But yeah, those were my main pickups. I ended up getting like a few copies of the main cover. Those sell pretty big. In the aftermarket, they go for like $10 a piece. But I was happy to get mine for around $4 and something. So yeah, with that being said, great show today. And you know what? We got a special guest today, making a cameo appearance, as per usual. He's known as the comic book sorcerer supreme. Some people call him Dr. Muscles. He has 19-inch guns and an even bigger brain. We're going to bring him in. We're going to bring him in to enjoy the fun with us, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dr. Paul.
Howdy. Hey, great to see you, J-Dub. How you doing?
What's going on, man? Yeah, another big week for comic books, F.O.C. top 10 and new books. But you have something big brewing with you. So we're going to get to that in a moment. And I want you to tell all listeners about that.
I do. We have a big announcement. The channel's been around almost 2 years. We have about 2,000 subscribers, and we're going to do our very first live show Sunday, 8:30 Eastern. So I'm really pumped about it. The growth in the channel and around the community for comic book conservation and just cleaning and pressing and taking care of these treasures has grown tremendously. I've met some amazing people. I've become friends in real life with some of them, and a couple of cats that I have gotten to know over the last year who do amazing work. And I are going to be doing like a roundtable type live show once a week. And the idea will be, we'll just start with a book and talk about what we did to it, what could be done to it, how CGC would treat it, what's best for the book, what's best for the hobby, how to create equity in your collection, tips, tricks, techniques. So should be fun. Our first episode is going to be, we're comic book guys. So our first episode is basically going to be the origin story. So we're going to talk about how we got into what we're doing, our background, how we met one another. And then from there, we're going to be taking viewer suggestions for topics and answering viewer questions, and should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a while in the making, and yeah. So if you've got the image, we can throw it up, and I'll talk about my two co-hosts.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, it's always more fun with friends. We'll get to that in a moment. Hold that thought. We're going to check out some of the big movers in the marketplace for the very rabid and anxious F.O.C. crowd out there. Right, so let's knock that out real quick. And I have a segment that you're going to love. Right off the bat, folks, this was my number one pick about 2 or 3 months ago. So could have easily got a lot of these Ultimate Spider-Man's number ones, all the different covers. Hopefully you guys got a hold of yours. You did not, I repeat, you did not pay market price for these, because if you watched the show like you're here not right now, you pre-ordered all of your copies. So you would have walked in and got a nice minty fresh copy, just like this very hot series right here. Very hot series. All these beautiful Alex Ross covers with Avengers Twilights. I'm sure everyone out there got yours. This is one of my favorite covers here, Dr. Paul. I managed to get this pretty cheap, actually, because I was like, hey, pre-order this for me, put this on my pool. That's badass Spider-Punk. Absolutely love that cover. Got it for a great price. I do not pay market. I refuse to, and you should too. This is why we are here. And you know what? I want to highlight this book right here. This book right here, Superman 850. Dawn of DC, Superman number 7, 850th anniversary. I think this is a very cool book because this actually reveals the fact that the Zarnian race, the race that was supposedly dead from Lobo's people, are actually still alive.
What?
And yeah, Brainiac. Apparently Brainiac. Okay, so massive spoiler. Yeah, if you didn't know, Brainiac all these years has kept the Zarnian race in a bottle city. and he's about to unleash holy hell on Metropolis. And this is kind of the first brief appearance of the fact that the Zarnians are still alive. They are, in
No.
fact, not dead, as Lobo has been saying for the past 40 years. So that's a key issue. And it's a little bit of a sneak peek into what we got for tonight. Now, for all you people listening out there, and including you, Dr. Paul, I got a new segment here I want to show off. And I
Wait,
think
let
this,
me just run and go grab a couple copies of Omega Man 3.
hey, do what you got to do. I'm
Before you
sure
get
you
it.
got some stash somewhere.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I do. You know how many of those I went through in my life? I probably went through about 20 copies of those.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I
guys,
love that book. Actually, I don't sell it. I just accumulate it. I can't
how many
sell
do
it.
you have?
It's too cool. I don't want to say.
Ballpark.
More than 10.
Okay. Yeah. We're about the same.
Yeah.
All right. So, check this out. I don't know if you follow these guys, but I do. I think they're pretty cool. CBSI. I actually
Yeah,
follow.
of course.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I follow them on IG. Love those guys. Love all the stuff they put out. And, you know, they released their hot top 10 list, right? You see where I'm going with this, right? You see where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Number 3 on their list. Look at that. Does that look familiar?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Uh-huh. Yes, it does. Number 5 on their list. Number
Yep.
6 on their top 10 list.
Number 6, I won't forget.
Number 9 on their top
Number
10 list.
9.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty interesting when a lot of my F.O.C. top 10s show up on other people's top 10 market lists.
Yeah. But I mean, the important thing is you're predicting the future. They're reporting the past.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, right? Like you're putting that
That's
list
exactly
out
right.
way before it happens. They're posting the facts after the fact. So, I mean,
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
disrespect to them. We both said how
Oh
much we
no,
love the content, but there's a big difference between telling you, "Oh, this book is hot, go get it for $50," versus this book is gonna be hot, buy it for $4 now, right? Pre-order it.
that's why we're here. I
Yeah.
couldn't have said it better, Dr. Paul. I couldn't have said it any better than that. Yeah, Power Girl, February 3rd, number 6 pick, Power Girl 125 ratio. What was the other one? Oh, here it
The
is.
Wolverine. Well, several of them.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
July 29th, last summer. And that was a short week.
Wow.
I said, hey, there's not 10 books this week, but here's one book you absolutely need to pick up.
Yeah.
What
Wolverine
was the
is
other one?
Ghost Rider.
What was the other one? Let me see. I think I got it
There's
here.
two Spider-Man books at the top, weren't there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Look, there it is. Yeah, Harley, the 1 in 50. Oh, yeah. If you get them, if you order these early enough, you can get them around ratio. So it is possible to get a 1 in 50 around $50 instead of paying that ridiculous $180 that people were asking on it. Or you could do like I do and flip them after you order them, flip them. Yeah, hey, folks, I actually order the books that I put on my F.O.C. top 10 list. And anyone follow me, I've said this before. I chased them down myself because I want a damn copy. So yeah, it's not like I'm not like, oh, hey, go out here and buy it and good luck. No, I'm actually ordering myself. Edge of Spider-Verse. There you go, right there. I even highlighted all the different covers to grab as well. So yeah, man, it's always a good feeling to know that what we're doing is actually working and it's not just some guy rambling, So yeah, that's why we're here.
It's good to review the track record.
You were here last year for the massive market report, right? What was it, the top 22 of 2022?
I remember.
You were the one that put the valuation on the top 10 list. I think you said it would be worth something like a $10 a month subscription.
Right. Yeah.
when you made the calculation with your PhD brain of yours and you
I
crunched
I
the
didn't
numbers,
even
you said,
I didn't even need a slide rule.
not even, man. That's the good stuff. All right, so check it out. Great top 10 list tonight. But before we get into that, we're going to check out what the good doctor has. I'm going to pull this up because this is like the triumvirate of conservators.
Yeah.
Let's pull this up
So
and then, yeah, let me pull this
folks
up
that
and
are
then
on
talk to the
YouTube
people
will
about it.
recognize me, of course. And then Captain Larry
There we go.
is a relative newcomer to the YouTube game, but that's him in the middle. He's got his own channel. Actually, it's been blowing up. He's got like over 15,000 subscribers. Insane. He's doing
Really?
comic book conservation as well. Yep.
I wonder if
Great
he'll
guy.
lend me about a few hundred of those.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. He's a swell fella. And then on the left is Phantom Phil. So Phil is an actual full-time professional comic book restoration, conservation, restoration, removal, full services vendor. That's what he does professionally. So you see what he's holding there?
Yeah.
That's Tech 40, right? That's pre-Robin stuff right there. So you think I'm holding some big books. This guy's held the real deal, all the biggest books out there, and he's worked on them, and he's got so much to contribute. And he's another swell fellow who just wants to sort of grow the hobby and help people out. So I'm super excited. We're just going to have a chill round table. Like I said, our first episode will be fairly scripted, and then after that, it's just going to be whatever people want to talk about. It'll be like Seinfeld. It'll be, this is a show right here. This is a show.
So are you saying I can pop in?
Heck yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's going to be
yeah?
a live show, man. So we'll get it hooked up if you want to join it. But yeah, we're just going to, I figured anytime I talk to Phil or Larry, it's like we could talk for hours and never get bored and never not have something interesting to say. So we just thought, this is a show. Why aren't we doing this on YouTube? So now we are.
Cool. What platform are you guys using? Facebook Live, StreamYard, what?
I think we're committed to StreamYard. I need to set a few things up still, but
I will gladly pop in and run my mouth with you guys. I obviously love talking about comic books.
awesome. Well, we're gonna have a kickoff party this Sunday, so 3 days away, and it's gonna be 8:30 Eastern. I don't have it up yet, but I'll put a post on my community page over at Liberty Hill Comics, and you'll see us on social media from Phantom Restoration and Flying L Comics and Liberty Hill Comics. So search any of those up, you'll find it.
Yeah, okay, but Dr. Paul, check it out. Your Facebook group, is it public or private, or can anyone join?
Yeah,
Or
so that's it. We can plug that a little bit too. So I created, you want me to do a short? I'll do a short origin story. So there's a couple of Facebook groups for cleaning and pressing. Some of them, I don't know, they're, I don't know, 5,000 or more members each. And that's cool. And I'm a member of both the two major ones. But somebody posted something there about a conservation project that they were working on. And they basically got sort of treated really poorly. And it upset me. So I said, first off, people were coming at them. This is a purple label and all kind of other stuff. Frankly, they were just wrong. They didn't know what the hell they were talking about, right? So that motivated me to create this group. It's called the Comic Book Conservation Community. And it is private only because people post images of their work there. And, maybe they want to just they don't want CGC to know what they're working on or, whatever. But it's a private group. But basically, if you're interested at all in comic book conservation, you apply and you just have to answer some questions. Like if you demonstrate that you know the difference between the Bronze Age and the Golden Age, you're in. And yeah, so it's
so
about
no Johnny
building.
come lately can just join in. You just can't show up and all right, I got you. You got
It's
to know your shit, folks. If you're going to
right.
plan to join this group, you got to know your shit.
So it's just a place to come and learn about conservation, restoration, removal, that sort of stuff. And it's very supportive. So there's a lot of amateur conservators that are there, and they're just asking questions of the more experienced folks. It's very collaborative, very supportive. And yeah, anybody that's interested, come on, check it out.
Cool. I'll tell you what, anyone that's interested in that and following you, you keep an update of all of your brand new videos and stuff on your Instagram page, correct?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Um,
So Paul.Kosnick.
I post for each of them. That's right, and then they go on my story as well.
All right, man, that's perfect. It's too easy, actually. Yeah, anyone who's never watched this show before, Dr. Paul is one of my. He's always making cameo appearances. The same way some of your best villains pop up in your comic books, he loves to pop up on this show. He's a master at conservation. Yes, I said it. Conservation, correct? Not restoration.
That's right.
That's right. So it's always a good time having him on. As a matter of fact, if anyone ever wants to just hang out on the show and talk shop, yeah, just hit me up on the low and I'll get you set up for that. Otherwise, you're just going to have to listen to me give you amazing advice on F.O.C. top tens is what we're about to do right now because I know that's what everyone's waiting for.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this. All right, let's start it off with the F.O.C. top 10 for the week of, what is today? Oh, yeah, March 9th, 2024. F.O.C. top 10. F.O.C. stands for Final Order Cutoff. It is the day when all the shops have to put in their orders. It is the day where you can pretty much guarantee that you get a copy. That's why I call this the no FOMO zone, because I refuse, Dr. Paul, to fall victim to FOMO. Why? Because you know me. I'm going to pull out all the hot books way ahead of time. And with that being said, coming in at number one, oh God, they're not ready. Coming in at number 10, starting the countdown at number 10, the first book of the night is Incredible Hulk, number 11, an Arthur Adams variant. Now, we all know Arthur Adams variants are hot. They always sell out. They always go at a great premium. I love all his variants. He does amazing headshot variants, unlike Todd Nauk and his floating heads. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay positive.
Oh no, that was positive.
That's as good as it gets.
Hey, you know what's funny? I brought him up like a season ago, and it was a running joke. He hasn't been doing floating heads lately, huh?
Oh, there you go. Breaking out.
No,
here's Art Adams been one of the greatest artists for 4 decades now.
Dude, Art Adams has been amazing since I was a kid.
Look at this.
It was wasn't it like, what was the writer's name? Neary? It was like Neary and Adams would team up on X-Men books.
Yeah.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was like Alan Neary and Art Adams. They used to do some great work on X-Men. But yeah,
his line work is so distinct. Actually, do you know what? I was reading an issue of Secret Wars, you know, the original Marvel superhero Secret Wars, that title, right? That introduced us to the black costume, right? And I'm flipping through, and it's Mike Zeck, you know, was the penciler, right? And I'm flipping through, and I got to this page, and I said, this looks like Art Adams. And I looked, he's not credited, right? But then I read a wiki that said Art Adams inked like 2 of the pages of that book, and you could tell.
Wow.
It's so
incredible. You're saying just by him inking, you could tell it was Adams' work.
Yeah, which they're not really supposed to do, right? They're supposed to let the penciler really carry the day, but I could tell just because I'm such a fan of his work, and it's so distinct, man.
Dude, like this just leaps off the page right here. I had to go ahead and throw this in at number 10. It is a 1-in-25 ratio variant. So yeah, you do kind of have to hunt it down and try to get it as close to ratio as possible. Probably get it around $30 to $40. Again, I don't know what the aftermarket is going to be. I just know I love collecting Art Adams ratios. The last one that I highlighted was the Wolverine, Laura Wolverine McKinney,
Mm-hmm.
Laura Kinney Wolverine, I think it was
X-23. Mm-hmm.
X-23, and it ended up going for like 90 to $100.
Yeah. You should do a review of just all the Arthur Adams books you recommended in the last few years.
I could, but I tell you what, the Storm one was a huge one, but the X-23 was even bigger.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to do a market update show. Oh God, those are always fun, man. The market
Yeah.
updates are always fun. Why? Because I love being right, but it actually shows, it gives a little bit of validity to, what the list
Yeah.
does. The list has some value embedded in it.
Yep. Great.
All right,
Great way to
coming
kick it
in
off.
at number 9. Thank you, sir. Number 9, we have Geiger, number 1, ongoing series. If you've never read Geiger, great post-apocalyptic series. It was the surprise hit of 2021. It is now an ongoing series. It's already been optioned for a streaming or movie. Absolutely great read. I highly recommend it. The original was a mini series. It already has spin-offs. This is supposed to be the ongoing series. So this is number 1. So with the ongoing series, you're probably going to have more characters introduced, more storylines, all of that. They might end up in streaming or a movie, who knows? But yeah, this has already been optioned, and of course that bumped up the price. Of course, this was one of my top 10 picks almost 3 years ago, and here we are back full circle.
Wow. Jeff Johns is an incredible writer. You probably know this. Michigan State grad.
Yeah, did not
Fellow
know
Big
that.
Ten man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. He's a Big Ten guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Big Ten, the Bone creator, Jeff Smith, Ohio State alum.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, baby. I actually met him way back in the 90s. Yep, I'm that old. All right. Come again at a number 8. Archie and Friends, Hot Rod Racing.
There we go.
All right. So if you're
It's a
new
lot
to
for
my show, if you're watching live or if you're watching later and you're like, what the Archie? Yeah. So you should scroll through my receipts and see some of my past picks. Archie Universe is a cool niche that constantly expands and adds a lot of first appearances. In this case, we have a new character called Daisy Thunder. The cool thing about the Archie universe, it expands into all mediums. And when those characters are introduced, they become part of that larger universe and they're used forever. Archie comics always have low print runs. And unfortunately, those low print runs mean you get a lot of pinched comics, Dr. Paul. You get comics where the spine's kind of pinched, so it's kind of hard to find a high grade off the shelf. But
Yeah.
if you pre-order, usually when they pull your comic books, they pull you the best copy. So I always tell people, pre-order certain books so you get the best copy, not the shelf copy.
That's a great pick. This follows the tradition. I think they started with Cheryl Blossom, but that little corner logo that tells you that there's a new character.
Cherry Blossom or Cheryl? Was it Cheryl or Cherry?
Cheryl, yeah. Cheryl's first appearance is in Betty and Veronica number 320.
And she had the corner, the little
she had
corner
a
circle.
just like that. And there's actually a Canadian price variant of that book.
Sabrina started off like that.
Yep.
The witches or whatever, they all started off like that, Sabrina and the other witches. And if you follow this show, for everyone out there, I'm always going to highlight a lot of different niche books like Archie, 7 Years in Darkness, Beneath the Trees. I'm always pulling My Little Pony. Oh, yeah, let me tell them real quick, Dr. Paul. So anyone watching, if this is your first time, one of the biggest books of 2023, I kid you not, was My Little Pony number 14. I had the brass balls to put that book at number 1. Some people scoffed, if you remember. Some people said this guy is ridiculous. He's out of his mind. Turned out it was a $70 book. Thank you very much. For those of you who went along with that pick and got some nice juicy flips. I gotta say, CBSI didn't even pick up on that. They didn't even acknowledge it, but it was actually one of the top performers of last year.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very
Not in
cool.
their
So
news,
yeah,
maybe. Ed's
Archie
got
at
2 of them left because he listened to you, man.
we'll say what now?
Ed
Ed's
Medina,
got oh,
he's got 2
hey,
ponies left because he listened to you.
yeah,
Maybe he had it himself, I don't know.
the Justasuda, the 1 in 10 variant, dude, that was so hard to find. That thing sold for $70. I have several still in my collection. Good job, Ed. Let's see who we got at number 7 this week. Okay, folks, I'm doing you guys a solid. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. Action Comics number 1064 is supposedly the debut of Brainiac Queen. Supposed to be a powerful new character. Not much is being revealed, but she's supposed to make a debut, maybe a cameo, brief cameo towards the end of the book in Action 1064. What I did for you guys out there, and you can thank me later or thank me now publicly in the comment section on my Instagram. You're welcome. 1065 is going to be the first character cover on the 1 in 25 variant. You just got yourself a 60-day head start on that.
What is
So
going on? Look at
that's
that.
right. Absolutely. So you should be able to get that as close to 125 ratio price. Might be able to grab several copies. I don't know how big the character is going to be. Again, I don't control the market. I just make the list. But I'm doing you guys a solid, way ahead of time, 1065, 1 in 25 variant. Go ahead and put your orders in early. Dr. Paul.
That's insane. Who's the artist on this character cover variant?
Which one? The variant?
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll pull it up.
Wow.
Let me see.
I love the color palette here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great.
And I'm presuming that's Brainiac that she's holding up. So she's taken over?
It's possible. I know this was yeah, I'm just excited to see what this whole yeah, that does look like kind of his Terminator style head and his skull and spine, right?
Yeah.
Mark Spears, that's the artist on that variant
Oh,
cover.
wow.
Mark Spears.
Bravo,
Yeah,
Mark.
I
Bravo,
know.
Mr. Spears. That's incredible.
Yeah, I
Great pick.
want so what I showed you guys prior to that. Let me see if I can pull it out real quick.
It's a family show.
Yeah, because I read a lot of books. Yeah, this is actually I think this is where I do the heat checks. I will probably get this two flame, one flame,
Yeah.
two flame heat check. Yeah, this is actually the first mention of the Zarnians being alive with the brief cameo of the new characters. And this is Josh Williamson's Superman run is actually pretty damn good. I don't even like Superman as a character, but I like Josh Williamson's run. It's a testament to his writing skills that I
Yeah.
even pay attention to it.
It's tough to
But yeah,
make it
that's just a
interesting.
say again.
It's tough to make Superman interesting, right?
Yeah, it really is. He introduced the Superman core, Lex Luthor, Superman working together to take down bigger threats. He introduced a new character called the Chained, who's like this powerful telepathy guy, whatever. So yeah, it's going in a good direction. But there you go, folks. You heard it here. Well, you probably read it somewhere else, but Brainiac Queen 1065. Yeah, we're not even halfway through this list and it's already fire.
Yeah. I like that one.
Right. Coming in at number 5. I think this is going to be a big one.
Okay.
I actually think it's going to be a big one. Batman 146. If you haven't been reading, so Chip Zdarsky, he introduced Failsafe. Dr. Paulford, and those who don't know, Failsafe was Batman's alter ego, Zur-En-R, created, or was it Bruce? I'm so confused right now. One of them created a backup, unstoppable cyborg just in case Batman went too far.
Mm-hmm.
Failsafe was activated. He technically killed Bruce Wayne. All right. They got that under wraps. Bruce Wayne goes to another dimension or another alternate universe. He comes back. He loses a hand. He's got like a bionic hand. Zur-En-R is taking over his mind. Bruce is in a mental prison. And then Zur-En-R, massive spoiler. Mute me now if you don't want to know, but here comes the spoiler. Zur-En-R, which is Bruce's alter ego, has locked Bruce in a mental prison, and then he uploaded his consciousness into the failsafe robot.
Nice.
It is nuts.
And the villains are paying the price.
Say
Apparently.
again?
And the
Yo, God,
Rogues
yeah.
Gallery is paying the price, apparently.
Yeah, as you see, yeah, Zur-En-R is like, dude, I'm actually Batman, pure Batman. And it's pretty damn intense. I think someone's going to die. I don't think
Wow.
you show blood unless someone's probably going to die. So keep Batman 146 on your list. The main cover is the play. 142 actually sold out a lot of places. That was the year one Joker story or something like that. But yeah, Chip Zdarsky's killing it in Batman.
Always.
All right, here we go. We're about to crack the top 5. Coming in at number 5. Have you heard about this series, Beneath the Trees, Where No One Sees?
I have. Obviously, I'm not reading it, but
No.
do tell.
So it's a very kind of Fargo vibe to it, if you know about the Fargo series in the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a cross between Fargo with a little bit of do you remember the Richard Scarry books? The Little People Town?
No, I don't know that.
All right, so it's like this children's book from like the 70s and 80s, and like Richard Scarry would have like he would populate his illustration with just all these animals doing all these things around little city and little town and all of that stuff. It's like that mixed with Dexter.
Oh wow. Well, you've had which issue is this now?
We're on issue number 5 now. Issue number 5 is coming at number 5.
Yeah, you had some of the earlier issues, and I commented then that I really like these variant covers that are like movie poster homages, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with the alternative covers, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like this 1 in 25.
No. That's a misprint when I was putting together the slide. That's from Action Comics. This is actually cover B.
Oh, it's just so that's an open order. Very
Yeah,
cool.
so yeah, disregard the 1 in 25. That's yeah. No, so they do cover B are what they call the storybook variants. They make it look like an actual storybook. Cover A are the ones that are selling. Most stores don't even get cover Bs so I figured I should highlight those.
Yeah.
It is not repeat. It is not a 1 in 25 variant. It's open order.
Very cool. Even better.
Yeah, it's actually a great story. It's really hard to get a hold of these micro prints.
Yeah.
I think they only put out like 2,000 copies per issue. So it's not a lot. Matter of fact, the main store, the big box store here in Austin only had like 4 copies, of which I had actually pre-ordered 2 of them. So they had like 3 on the shelf total. Yeah. All right. So coming in at number 4 on this week's F.O.C. Top 10. Coming in at number 4. So Ninja Turtles, this series has been out for a long time and it's coming to an end. This is the final issue.
Wow.
Yeah. So the ongoing Ninja Turtle series that's been out for like, I don't know, the past 20 something years on IDW. Yeah, this is the finale. Now, usually final issues are big sellers because, the nostalgia, the emotions, all of that. Here's the kicker. This is a massive 60 plus page, $10 book. So Yes, that is a
Well, yeah,
very
order.
hefty price tag,
Mm-hmm.
but it is wrapping up 20 plus years of story.
Wow.
Or is that 30 years? Man, what's the math on that?
No, I think this is not that old. This
I
series,
think it started
IDW
in the
took it
2000s, right?
over. Yeah, IDW took it over in the 2000s sometime in that decade.
Okay, so you have to remember, we're in 2024. So when you say
Oh, it's
2002,
over a decade for sure. I just
oh
don't think
yeah,
it's over 20
absolutely.
years. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But no, it's a very, very long running
I think
series.
this is right around,
I'm just going to look it up. How about that?
is it
I know it's been
2011?
around for a long time. 2011. Yeah, there you go. So 13 years.
Oh man.
Yeah, 13-year run, 150 issues. That's
So
great.
nobody
That's
better
like
say
when
I
a
know
TV show
nothing
goes
about
into
modern.
syndication.
Nobody better say I know nothing about modern comics now.
No, you nailed it. Hey, like I said, it's a $10 book,
Yeah,
but it's got some great covers. There are some ratios out there, so you
there
might as well
always
try to
are.
grab a ratio. If you can get a ratio at ratio price 10, 1 in 10, 1 in 25.
Hmm.
This foil is amazing. I even think the foil is I think it's at a premium, but if you pre-order it, you might be able to save 25 to 30%, which is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I
figured I
just
showed the turtles some love.
I just realized this montage on the cover A, that red thing in the background is actually like there's a face on the bottom,
Yeah.
like a shark or something. That's
Yeah.
wild.
No, I have no idea. All the Turtles fans out there, I'm sure that means a lot to them. But I'm just recognizing, Turtles, the history of it, long running series, final issue. Final issues really sell very well. They sell out quickly. So yeah, had to put that one at number 4. All right, here we go. Top 3.
Hit us. Come on. We're ready. We're not ready.
I think you guys are ready for this one. Here we go. So, I had one of these books was in my top 4 or 5, but this one's going to be at number 3 because Edge of Spider-Man number 1 turned out to be a pretty big seller, selling for $15 to $20 a copy. Edge of Spider-Verse number 3 introduces Star Spider.
What?
I know, right? I know. Yeah, this is starting to be an annual thing. They're just going to do an Edge of Spider-Verse every year and just keep creating
Why
nonstop
not?
spiders.
Why not?
I know. Yeah. I think I
It
said in one
sells.
show, it's like
People like
Madden.
it.
Like
Yeah.
Madden comes out every year. Edge of
Yeah.
Spider Verse comes out every year.
So, did you see Madam Web?
I heard it was atrocious. I refuse to.
Oh, okay. I enjoyed it. Um, I'm gonna give a spoiler. You don't care.
I don't.
Anybody who worries about it being spoiled, silence. So the main villain is Ezekiel, and I
I
don't
knew
know if you
that.
remember back from like
No, I
ASM
knew that.
32 in the second. Yeah, well, most people know, but ASM 32, I think in the second volume of
Second volume, yeah.
ASM. Um, that was kind of the beginning of the Spider Verse right there.
With Ezekiel, yeah.
Yeah. And so, there's a tie-in. There's a lot of interest in the Spider-Verse and in the expansion of characters, and why not do it? I think it's great.
So what you're saying is Madam Web is kind of a loose thread, pun intended, for Sony Spider-Man into the MCU. Is that what you're trying to
Yeah,
say here?
it's a Spider-Verse movie. That's what it is. 100%.
Why didn't they just do it as a streaming on Disney? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I who knows? Who's making decisions anymore?
Yeah, that movie lost a lot of money. Yeah, I mean it tanked, and it's not that I'm not trying to be like mean or snide, but
Right.
I just don't know too many people who enjoyed it on any level.
Yeah. I went with my wife and daughter, and we all
Okay,
liked it. Um,
okay, cool.
there were certain aspects of it I really enjoyed. I will say for me, the ending felt rushed and a little bit contrived, but I enjoyed the movie. I actually thought it was a very good movie up to that point. And then the worst part is like when it's the end, that's what you leave the theater with, right?
Yeah.
You'll remember this. Remember Arnold said, "You always say you're coming out. You hit your best pose. That's where you start with. Always your second best pose, and then when you're finishing your last pose, you do all your compulsories in the middle, and then your last pose always is your best pose. So you're leaving the judges with that impression." And Madame Web just didn't pull that off, unfortunately.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Um, that's you know what movie people panned, but I actually liked a lot? The fucking Marvels. I thought the Marvels was great.
Oh, I really enjoyed the Marvels. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I actually I went into the movie expecting to hate it, but I was like, I need to watch it so I know why I'm gonna hate it. I was waiting for the moment when I was going to hate it. That moment never came.
So I will tell you, for me, I also enjoyed the Marvels. Solid movie, enjoyed it. For me, Madam Web through the first like 2/3 or 3/4 of it was just as fun. In fact, it even had some scenes that I enjoyed more. And then it was just that ending was just like rushed and kind of brought the whole movie down. But yeah,
On a
I don't know.
scale on a scale of 1 to Wonder Woman 2, how bad is it?
I don't think it's a bad movie. It's so for me, like I don't know if you're 1 to 10, it's above a 5 because it's a good movie, in
I'll
my
take your
opinion.
word for it.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. It's a six and a
Coming
half.
in at number 2 on this week's FOC Top 10. This is a big one, folks, and it's number 2. Number 2, Ultimate X-Men. I almost said Spider-Man. Ultimate X-Men
Mhm,
number 2. So, the main cover is the main play. If
mhm.
folks haven't read uh number 1 that just came out, all right. So, folks haven't read this one yet. All right. This is actually purely an origin story for Armor. May Storm does not appear in this one. So this is a part 1, part 2 intro. So with that being said, number 2, issue number 2 should be just as big as number 1 because issue number 2 is the official debut of the character May Storm. So you
Mhm.
absolutely got to make sure you get in your pre-orders. Just call up your comic book shop. Hey, what's up? Yeah, this is comic book dude. Hey, put me down for 3 copies of Ultimate X-Men number 2, the main cover. Yes, that's correct. The main cover. Yes, cover A. 3 copies. Thank you. That's I don't know
Oh,
why I have an old
b
phone. I
b
don't
bef
anyway.
before you hang up, make sure you get some of that peach variant too.
That peach variant is beautiful. But no, really, it's funny because you really got to go with the main cover first because damn, every time I go to the shelf, that it's gone. Like the main covers
Yeah,
get snatched first.
yeah.
And then they have like a stack of all the great variants. And you know, I pre-ordered mine, so they had my shit just
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come out on this silver platter. It's got the little napkin on the side. They just hand me my books.
Will that be
Your
all,
books,
sir?
your books, sir. I see everyone else like lined up, digging through the stacks. I just
No,
Ultimate
no,
X-Men number 2,
not the line
main
for
cover.
you, sir. Please, this
Exactly.
register, sir.
I don't even come through the front door. I come through the back. No, but on a serious note, the peach variant is gorgeous.
It
That
is.
Choi variant is actually pretty cool, but you want to make sure
Yeah.
you get the main one first.
For me, yeah, I would you get the main one. Well, I'd get the main one to flip, and I'd get the peach variant to keep myself.
It's kind of what I do. That is
Yeah.
kind of what I do. You know me. You know
Mhm.
me very well. All right, folks. Dr. Paul, they're not ready for number 1. They're
Okay.
not. See, I liked it. I liked it when we had double digit people watching live because I like to really fuck with them to see if they knew what number 1 was, and they would put all their
The guesses.
guesses and be so way off because you never know which direction I'm going to go in. You really don't.
True.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons at number one and end up being $100 book. You never know what I'm going to do. With that being said, let's bring in number one on this week's F.O.C. Top 10. I got to get a soundboard. Here we go. Here we go. Killtown.
Oh, wow.
Killtown, number one. Why? Why did I pick Killtown number one? So, Dr. Paul, do you know anything about this book?
I don't know anything about this book, but I know something about Scout Comics.
They make great comic books.
Mm-hmm.
They make great comic books. They do great stories. They do great quality.
Great
like
indie
excellent
storytelling, right?
Oh God,
Especially
yeah,
if
they're the
you're trying
best.
to get off the beaten path of the main, the superhero stuff, the spandex stuff, and the Archie stuff. You're looking for something off the beaten path. Pick up anything by Scout.
That's right. So, with that being said, this Killtown is a continuation of one of their big sellers from 2 years ago, Night of the Cadillacs. Now, no, actually 3 years ago. Night of the Cadillacs, if I had to describe it, it's got a little bit of The Lost Boys, 1987 classic vampire movie. It's kind of that type of vibe to it. A little bit of The Warriors. Remember that movie, The Warriors? Warriors come out and play.
Not ringing a bell. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Yeah, well,
I thought we had the same cultural background. We all the same references.
Nope. We got to stop the show. We got to do this. I know someone's cracking up right now.
That's okay.
We got to do this. We got to do this for Dr. Paul because
the show is these little asides. This is the show.
It really is. So
the list is just an excuse for us to do these little vignettes. You didn't know there was a method to Arnold's madness with his posing routine.
Oh no, that was awesome. Great impression. All right, folks, this is for Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul's he can't quite put his finger on what the Warriors is. We got to do this for him before we even continue with this. So here we go. Classic Warrior scene for Dr. Paul.
Look at the caddy.
Oh no, we need sound. Sound is so
important.
You got the sound?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you got the sound.
Warriors, come out
and play.
Okay.
Warriors.
What streaming platform is it on? I've got a new assignment.
Come out and play. Dude, that is a classic movie, man. Yeah, you do have a new assignment. You must watch The Warriors.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do a joint viewing. We'll do a live viewing.
That's fine. I'm always down. So getting back to that, Killtown has a little bit of that Warriors flavor to it. It is a continuation of a series called Night of the Cadillacs, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why I picked it at number one is because Night of the Cadillacs has recently been optioned by Sony Entertainment. They're going to do a whole streaming movie series on it.
Nice.
Now, when I picked it several years ago in my top 10 F.O.C, I obviously didn't know about that because it wasn't optioned at the time. But yeah, since then, the Night of the Cadillacs story, there you go, September, 2021, has since been optioned. Now, why did I rank it so high? Because Scout they don't print a lot of copies of their books.
Right.
A lot of their print runs are around 1,500 to 2,000 total. I have several copies. I got like 2 copies of cover A, the main cover, but I also have this one. I remember grabbing this at my shop. This
Oh wow.
amazing, yeah, 1 in 25 variant. I just thought it was awesome. No one else wanted to buy it. I have my copy. I thought it was badass. I did it for me, you know? Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nobody else
Yeah,
is doing grills on vampires.
bruh. Yo,
I mean,
grills. Come on, man.
look at that.
I'm saying though, I'm saying that's the vibe that this book is on, man.
Dang.
Diamond studded grills on vampires, son. Come on.
Uh,
Nah, Night of the Cadillacs. So remember in the last show we talked about the Spider-Man, that vague book blowing up because of Proto Goblin. It's
mhm.
possible people might start to go hunt this book down now that Kill Town is coming out. It's a great read. I loved it as a read because I'm just a
Mhm.
Scout Comics fan. So yeah, I was like, sure, I'm going to put this in my show at number 1, and there it
I love
is.
it. Some
Good.
great
I'm glad you
colors
like
too.
it. You
And
love
like you
it. I
said,
like it. You
man,
love it. Main
that's
cover. The
you
B
better
cover is pretty
pre-order
awesome.
it. If you don't pre-order it, you're not going to get it.
Yeah. So I have 4 shops here in Austin that I go to. Of course, the
Mhm.
big box one. Then I have
Yeah.
a couple around me. There's a couple I travel to. They usually, the smaller stores usually don't carry Scout. And if they
Mm-mm.
do, they only have maybe 1 or 2 copies.
Mhm.
The big box store, they carry Scout, but they'll do 1 in 10. They'll do 10 copies, unlock the variant, sell that at a premium,
That's
unless
it.
yeah. But other than that, yeah.
That's all you got to
But
find. So
to be fair,
pre-order.
you can order directly from Scout Comics. There, you can order
Oh, I
directly
didn't
from
know
them.
that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. They made 2 of my favorite books in recent memory. The Recount, that political thriller,
Mhm.
and they did a one-off of Phantom Phantom Star Stranger or Phantom Starfire or Phantom Star Killer, some shit like that. Anyway, it's like just one story, one copy. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's just an excellent Scout, they come with the heat, man. Yeah, he said they got company stores here in Florida. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
actually
cool.
ordered directly from them too, as well. But yeah, folks, there it is, Killtown. That's my number 1 for this week.
That's a great top pick, man.
Yeah, man, I
Those
think so too.
those low count books.
Low count, left field, hard to find, great quality book. All of Scout's books are card stock, so great
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
All
So if
right.
you can find them, you can get those 9/8s too if you're into that game.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm now me personally, I'm not too big on grading anymore.
Mhm.
Just not. So
Ed's
unless
favorite was Miss Brainiac.
oh, okay. All right, well, let's do it. Let's close out the
Run them
show
back.
and run them back. Yeah, you like this part. Yeah, you
I
do.
do. I love it.
Starting off at number 10, Incredible Hulk, number 11, Arthur Adams ratio variant. That is a 1 in 25. If you're going to go after it, go get it now. Adams are always hot. It's probably going to top out around $50 to $60. There it is. Number 9, Geiger, number 1, ongoing series. It's already been optioned. The first appearance mini series goes for anywhere to $10 to $20. It's probably going to heat up even more with this. Number 8, Archie. Oh, Archie. Archie and Friends introducing new character Daisy Thunder. Number 7.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Miss
Brainiac
Brainiac.
Queen, as he called it, Miss Brainiac. Yeah, I did you guys a solid. She's supposed to debut in Action 1064. But hey, folks, 1065, 1 in 25 variant. Just go pre-order it now.
Brainiac
Get it
left the
cheap.
toilet seat up, and she just ripped his skull and his
So-
spinal column right
Or
out of
she
his
probably
body.
found some dirty text. Coming in at number 6. Yeah, Zur NR has taken complete control of Batman and he is wrecking shop. It is deep. Main covers go quick. Number 5. Beneath the Trees, Dexter meets Fuzzyland with a Fargo
Furry.
vibe. It's an excellent read. Microprints. Microprints. You got to pre order this book. They barely make the shelf. The final issue of the Ninja Turtles run for IDW, I think they're going to relaunch, but this is the end of this one. Finals usually sell out quickly. Main cover and foil variant.
Very cool.
Debut of Star Spider. Main cover is the play.
I like this idea.
What?
The Spider-Man out in the cosmos. I mean, this is kind of like Green Lantern-esque. That's cool. I like the idea.
Dude, you might actually be onto something. You might be right about that.
That's cool.
Ultimate X-Men #2 is the actual debut of Maystorm. Main cover sells out quick. Killtown. Try to find Night of the Cadillacs first. It's Lost Boys Meet Warriors. That is Dr. Paul's new assignment to go watch the Warriors. Dear
The
God.
Warriors. It's on my list now.
Dr. Paul, come out and play. All right, there it is.
As
There's the
always,
FOC top 10
J-Dub.
for this week.
Thank you. I can't believe you do that for free.
I do this shit for fun, man.
Yeah.
You've seen Scarface, right?
Turn your back on him. Stick it in.
Okay, thank you. At least that. Tell him I do this shit for free.
I'll do it for free, man.
No, yeah. You know what? Like I say, I do this list for free. I do it because I love it. I share it with you guys. I do the show because it's just fun hanging out. And
Yeah.
if you make money on it, great. Like I said, I just make the list. I don't control the markets, but turns out I'm right quite a lot.
Yeah. Great track record, great show, great list. Thank you, as always. Pleasure seeing you.
I think
Glad
this
you
is a
got
girl.
Season 3. Could be.
I think Star Spider is actually a girl. We're going to find out. We're going to find out in about 5 weeks.
Buy the book, yeah.
5 weeks from now, we're going to find out exactly what this character is
Right.
and what they do. Yeah. All right.
J-Dub.
What's up, man?
K-Dub is watching. I want to say shout out to K-Dub.
Cool. Who's K-Dub?
Well, they're lurking. They didn't want to show their face, but
No, who's K-Dub?
shout out. Old friend.
Okay, cool. They get to see you in action, and now they know what we know is that you've never seen the Warriors. I'm not going to let that go.
Oh, hey, I'm not perfect, man. I'm working on it though. I'll go watch it.
Hey, yeah, you'd be like, you're going to ask your wife, have you heard of a movie, The Warriors? She's going to be like, yeah.
Of course. Then she's probably going to start quoting to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, folks, check us both out. Doink. Check us both out at Instagram at The Bad Boy Nerd, at Paul.Kosnick. This list will always go up every Friday with full details. Thank you for those who tuned in live. We'll catch you guys next time.
Season 3 continues.